This is my oldest existing Minecraft world. I was wrong. My oldest world is not Stronghold, where I spawned about, less than 100 blocks, maybe 50, maybe less from a stronghold. This is my oldest existing Minecraft world, single player. For the first time tonight, I played it in creative and cheated. Everything you see here was done in survival. There are no jack-o'-lanterns. In fact, I logged into this game a year ago for the first time in a year and was surprised to hear squeaking noises. I had upgraded the game and was hearing bats for the first time. So everything here was hand dug. It's a quarry under a village. The old game name was Howdy. And I came back tonight because I have a project I want to do, but I want to say something about this. It's been over a year since I've been here, and it's been almost 2 years since I've played here. And yet, I managed to remember the way to get to another village. This is the second village where I built this quarry. The second village I found. But there's a first village. I found my way back to that, and amazingly, I remembered to follow the river, and I found my spawn house. Gaming is very good for memory and mental health. There have been studies done about elders and people with disabilities whose dementia has diminished or their memories have improved from traumatic brain injuries, from diseases, from fevers that have killed parts of their brain. Gaming is very good for memory. I was able to remember how to follow the signs back to the first village and from there follow the river back to my spawn house. I haven't been in my spawn house in 2 years, and I went back tonight. I filmed this because I have an idea for a project and I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need actors to act out roles. There's a story I want to tell. It's going to be fiction, which is make-believe, but it's going to be based on real events. I'm sure a lot of my subscribers are curious about what has been happening with my interactions with people over the last few months, and I haven't discussed it at all. To protect some people that probably don't deserve protecting, and to protect myself from some people who are very dangerous and cruel and would like nothing better than to hurt me. If I tell the story as a fairy tale rather than as what actually happened, I can tell the story. See, this was before jack-o'-lanterns, and I used towers of sand with torches on them so that I could more easily see uh, landmarks and which directions to go. There are no villagers here because I wasn't stupid. Back then, villagers not only didn't make sounds, they didn't trade. They had no useful purpose. And I killed them because they kept getting in my way and bumping me and knocking me into things and knocking me over. Here are my original signposts. If I follow through these plains, I will go to the first village, and from there follow the river to the spawn house. I am amazed at how well I remembered it, as though it were a real life place. I think I remembered my way back to this better than I could find my way back to the house I grew up in and lived in for the first 16 years of my life. I really do. I got a little turned around here, but I got organized. So the story is a fictionalized account. It's about a prince of a wonderful kingdom where people are rational and thoughtful and very creative and very capable. And then he began taking advice from people who didn't want what was best for him, but wanted what was best for themselves, and they wanted to attach themselves to his power. I knew very soon that I was going in the wrong direction here because There is no snow biome. This world was before there were bats. I came back into this world about a year ago or so, and on the latest version at the time on the old launcher, and was very surprised to hear squeaking noises, and saw my first. I didn't know what it was. I saw it flying, and I'm like, what? When I saw my first bat. It was at least a year ago, I think. So this
User
prince
joined your
began
channel.
taking advice from people who were telling him things they thought he wanted to hear. I'm not even sure they were telling him things he wanted to hear, but they were telling him things that they thought he wanted to hear. And they began gaining his confidence and telling him things that aren't healthy or true, but influencing his opinion. And things began to get very scary for most of the people in the kingdom, because one particular advisor, a person who was giving him advice and uh, pushing him in a direction, one particular advisor is a very unhealthy person who takes a great deal of pleasure in watching other people struggle. It makes him feel powerful to see other people weak, especially if he can make them weak. And he's one of those kinds of people that will hurt you without justification. He has no excuse to hurt you, and he will literally stab you in the back to wound you so that you can't defend or protect yourself. That's the first village, obviously. That's the blacksmith. I made a little thingy. And this is a true story, but I want to make it like a fairy tale. And I need you to act. We're going to have to do it in Minecraft, filming Minecraft, because I don't have any way of animating. And I need you to act, and I need you to be, some of you to be the voices of the characters in the story. It will be several episodes, 15 minutes long, because that's the longest YouTube I can make. It's going to take a lot of work. What I will try to do is, instead of filming the story in order, if you are sitting in the castle, I will film everything you say and do inside the castle, and then later I'll patch it together. You understand what I mean? So I don't have to keep taking you back to the castle to film you. There's my original spawn house. I'm going to tell you a little story. I was in working at the crafting table in the furnace one day, and there was an Enderman. Unfortunately, the house is 3 blocks tall, and an Enderman spawned inside. Um, and I was working at the furnace and the crafting table, and the Enderman was there, and I've always been kind to Endermen because one of them saved my life once. I think a skeleton was shooting at me, and it accidentally shot the Enderman, or shot near the Enderman, and it really made the Enderman mad, and the Enderman killed the skeleton. The first multiplayer world I was in, the first server I was ever on, I told people they were not allowed to kill Enderman at my house because an Enderman saved my life. So this Enderman was in that house, and I was at the crafting table, and he kept getting closer and closer, and it was actually pushing me. And I didn't know what to do because I didn't have any armor and I didn't have any weapons. You can see it's a brand new spawn house. And I haven't hardly ever been back to it since I found the villages, because that was, food and protection. And anyway, so I stopped the game and I went to the wiki and I looked up Enderman, and they said throw an egg at it and it'll teleport away. And I said, oh really, I have eggs. So I went back in the game, and that Enderman was right on me. I mean, I couldn't look up. All I could do was stare at the wall, because every which way I tried to look, it would be there, and I was afraid I'd look at it. So I threw an egg at it, and that Enderman teleported away, and I never saw it again. So I need your help acting out this play. We may need to change skins and stuff. We may need to create a theater set, like a little motion picture studio on my server, so that we can act out this play. It's about real people some of whom I care about a great deal, and it's about real disappointment in my life and some really scary stuff that happens when people abuse other people's power, and when those people who have power don't take responsibility for how much power they have and how much a little word or a little action from them can really hurt people or really help them. And they don't want to take responsibility for how much power they have because they want to think, oh, well, I'm just a nice guy and I'm nobody special. But the real world isn't like that, and they need to grow up and know what they have and know what they can do and be conscious of it so they don't accidentally hurt people. So if you would like to work on this story with me, it's going to take me a little while to write it. And what I will probably do is write the outline. You've heard pretty much the outline of the whole story. And I'm not sure how the story ends because I don't know how it ends in real life. So I will probably make up a fantasy ending. And it will take several months probably for us to film the whole thing. But I think it's a very important story because I think it could make the world a better place, and I know it could make gaming a better place, and it might make the prince a better person because I think the prince will know what we did. Some of you know who the prince is. Don't speculate or ask me in comments. I won't tell you who it is. If you know, you know, and it's our secret, okay? Um, so if you would like to participate in this, if you don't want to talk and you just want to act, like, oh, I don't know, a fight scene or a scene where you're building something or, oh, something, but you don't want to say any words, that's fine. I'm going to need lots of people who don't say any words, but who do lots of acting. And all you have to do is be your character in Minecraft and like act out the stuff, and I'll say start over here where the bush is and go over there where the crafting table is and stuff like that. Be really easy. I'll give you all the directions so you know which way to go and what to do. I think I started this world before there was very much in the way of enchanting. I don't remember. I do remember when I first learned about enchanting. I remember where I killed my first Enderman. It was here in this quarry. I don't take you there tonight, so you can't really see the exact spot. But I remember the exact spot because I remember putting up about 6 cobblestone blocks, 2 blocks high, and hiding under it, and looking at the Enderman and bringing the Enderman to me and killing it. It was the same day I found the bats for the first time. I had a lot of stuff, all hand dug. Good work. Look at that. It's so old it's got mushroom soup and a single pork chop. Remember when you couldn't stack pork chops? Look at all that iron. I wonder if we could make iron blocks back then. I also have golden ingots too. They're not in gold blocks, but surely we had gold blocks back then, right? All those iron swords. I'm very proud of that. I consider it a big improvement when I spend money, when I spend iron on swords. I hardly ever have diamond swords. I think it's a waste of money if you fall in lava or if you get up. I mean, I could see having enchants like looting and things like that, or maybe even and sharpness, but I can't see having diamond swords that are really expensive and then something happens and they break or something. Um, so I just use iron swords because they're more disposable, and I still remember how hard it is in the early parts of the game to even find iron. Yep, a single pork chop. I think that's a single bread, too. Wow, I've been playing this game a long time. This is a happy story about how we can do good in the world. Would you like to help me with it? Because I think we can say some good stuff in Minecraft that people didn't think to say. It's April 1st. I'm supposed to have a villager skin, and they only show up apparently in 1.74. I was playing in 1.72 earlier today, and I didn't see a villager skin, so I just look ugly. See you later. Bye.